Watch this review here. Look at Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, and Ultron from the Marvel Universe Secret Wars 2 packs. This is the third wave, which is just hitting stores about now, and if it's not in your area yet, it probably will be soon. Unfortunately, however, the only store to actually pick these up so far in my area has been the Toys R Us, which does charge $2 more than the Target or Walmart, but I figured just in case. I mean, plus it's $2 cheaper than if you bought online. Now, I usually don't review figures after a whole bunch of other people have reviewed them, and about 5 other people have done it so far, including Action Figure Expert, who's done the whole wave, and Mega Mushroom 34, who reviews these figures individually, which I'm tempted to do, but just because they come in a 2-pack, and there's not so much articulation variety to these things usually that it's kind of odd doing, because it'd be like little 1 or 2 minute reviews, so... At any rate, I guess I'll just have to try to make my review better than the ones currently out there right now to stand out a little. Previously, when I reviewed the Cyclops and Hulk, I didn't go too in-depth in the packaging. I mean, it's great looking packaging. You've got the characters' heads up here, then nice art rendering here, but the big thing that I neglected to go through is the comic that they come with has a little summary here. So... the other big thing, too, is the fact that they don't include them in numerical order. Like, each wave should contain, like, 3 issues, and then, like, you get issue 1 in the first wave, then issue 2 and issue 3 in the same wave, then... But no, instead we have issue 6 coming now, and issues 9 and 11. Plus, you know, collect all 12, and you can find out the whole story, but... it's kind of an expensive way to figure that out, especially because I assume there are probably trade paperbacks available. Other figures in this wave are Hawkeye and Pile Driver, yeah. Who, all the figures in this wave look kind of okay. I mean, I like these ones a lot. Amora here, the Enchantress, doesn't look too bad, but, I mean, both their heads are, like, really wide, so I might not pick them up. I mean, I've seen them a few times. If I do see them again at, like, say, Target or whatever, or Walmart for, like, $12, I might pick them up. Probably not these two, though, just because I don't so much care for the Wrecking Crew. Now, I'm also a bit of an anomaly here, because I'm one of the few people who actually bought this pack for the Mr. Fantastic just as much as the Ultron. Most people just picked up the pack because it had Ultron in it and just thought that Mr. Fantastic was a throwaway, but I think this is a great-looking figure. It's got a really good paint job with a lot of tone and depth on the face here. And then the mix of colors between the blues and the darker shades provide excellent shadowing. In addition, this doesn't look like they just recycled the same sculpt, because I think the shorter torso is generally a bit more wide. But as you can see over here, they really didn't go all out with the hair. This is probably the cheapest highlights I've ever seen. The other big thing that nobody's really touched upon is the texture of this figure. It really feels like a bootleg in terms of paint texture. I mean, they don't really seem to gloss on the other figures this wave. Like all the Marvel Universe Secret Wars kind of have more of a pastel shade. Like without a finish. I mean, Ultron over there has got it, but the other ones, I mean. So yeah. Also, just like Cyclops, you have a body paint, and you know the arms and everything are painted. However, they just used colored plastic for the hands and feet, so there's a shade of difference between the painted arms and the hands and feet, which is really annoying because this is just really too white, and then this is more of a dusty, dingy white. At some point I might go back and paint that or fix that, but I mean, it's just a little quality control thing that they could have gone and done. Of course, in the Cyclops case, it's just these stupid-looking feet. In terms of articulation, these figures don't really sit well. I mean, both of them have, like, you can't really get the leg to go that far up. I mean, I hadn't noticed that before in any other Marvel universe, although I don't have a ton of them, but the leg just doesn't get all the way up there. I mean, Cyclops can do it. Cyclops can sit. Iron Man can sit just not these guys, so can't have a roundtable discussion or anything. Ultron is probably the most awaited one, given that he's a major villain appearing for the first time in the 3 3/4 inch scale. Doctor Who fans will notice some resemblance to the Cybermen. He did appear for the first time 2 years after the first episode featuring Cybermen from the original Doctor Who series, although he does more closely resemble the revamped versions. Also, I didn't show a behind view for Mr. Fantastic here. My one criticism here is that you don't really have much paint detail and stuff, so he looks kind of plain, but I mean, it's a sort of plain looking character, just because it's a silver robot, and I guess they could have done some effects with shadowing. I mean, you don't know to what extent. Now, they have these little things here flip, and you can actually take them off, but I don't take these things off because I always worry about getting them back on again. You'll also notice that he has open hands. I notice that there's like sort of both open hands actually, and he looks like he can actually hold a weapon. So he could probably easily hold a gun or some other weapon. Now I've heard that they've reused these arms and legs for the Doctor Doom in Wave 4, so that could be part of it, because I do believe Doctor Doom has a pistol with him. Also, I should mention that Mr. Fantastic, again, has a hand capable of holding a weapon, so I'm not sure if it was originally intended to come with something, or I can't just figure out why they have some of these decisions, but I mean, it is useful, so I can't complain. Ultron has some detailing on the soles of his boots, or feet, which look like little rocket thingies, I guess for flight. And now I'm going to run through the articulation for both these at the same time. Rotating wrist, you know, because I'm crazy like that. A elbow, single joint of course. It's concealed on this, exposed pin joint in this one. Rotating bicep. Now you can remove these, but so they do impede the shoulder a little bit, but we have a full ball joint up here at the shoulder. Both figures. Heads only rotate, which is a shame, especially for Richards here, but it just goes so far in the back that it really doesn't do anything. Ultron, of course, can as well turn his head, but I'm getting a lot of resistance, so I'm worried that the head will just pop up, which is a problem with some of the Marvel Universe ones. Upper torso joint here. Cannot rotate a full 360 on Ultron, but it can on Mr. Fantastic. Why? Because he's fantastic, damn it. A ball-jointed leg. But I mean, it's just sitting on a physical ball, so it can pop off, conceivably. And it does limit the motion a little bit. The other thing limiting the motion is the fact that there's a ass panel back here on both of them, you know, so they could get some sculpt for the ass, because it's important that your robots have nice posteriors. Single joint here at the knee, actually double joint, sorry, at the knee. Now it's exposed pins for both of them. Richard's knee is obviously a lot scrawnier, being a puny human. And we can rotate and move up and down here at the ankle. Well, in Ultron's case, in Richard's, it's the same, but I don't like this shoe that much. I wish they had just like reused something like on the Cyclops. This looks more like a woman's shoe. In terms of height, Ultron stands a bit taller than most of the other figures. Reed is a little under 4 inches, whereas Ultron is about 4.5 inches. He's just slightly shorter than Cyclops, but not by much. My overall impression of both these figures is pretty favorable. I mean, both characters were long overdue for a Marvel Universe release. Reed previously had a Showdown, the old Toy Biz 4-inch line, figure, Ultron had no appearance at all. The other big one that, we still haven't got so far has been Sue Richards to, finish out the Fantastic Four lineup. But on the whole, I definitely have to say that the Marvel Universe and the Hasbro 4-inch scale is definitely picking up steam because we are getting some quality-looking figures. The upcoming Iron Man wave looks incredibly nice. We're getting the long-awaited Juggernaut. We're also getting Thanos at some point, which I'm happy about, in addition to a lot of other key characters who do look a little bit better than previous waves. Well, until next time, folks. Also, feel free to comment below on how you feel my review stacks up against the other reviews out there. Just a little feedback.